Not a day goes by that I don't think about tomorrow. Living for today, cause yesterday was tough to swallow. And the pain don't go away, it eases on the throttle.
How you
Gotta
doing?
keep the poker face on.
I'm good, man. Thanks to God, I'm good.
Well,
How
thank you
you been?
for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah,
So you're in Utah now, right?
yeah,
How's that going?
yeah. I'm out in Utah now. It's cool out here. I like it out here. It's nice. It's different from Cali, but I like it out here.
Oh, really? What are some of the
Yeah.
things that you enjoy about Utah that you didn't get in Cali?
Uh, the snow.
The snow? So you went
Yeah,
to Utah for the snow?
yeah.
How how
No,
much
it's just. I
snow
mean,
did you get there?
I vote. Huh?
How much snow did you get there?
Well, where I'm at is decent. It doesn't snow like heavy like that. We don't get like 3 inches of snow or whatever, but it does snow. Like it's cool. It's a cool amount of snow that we do get. So
Oh, really? Is it
yeah,
like 6 months a year or what is it?
yeah, well, pretty much. It really just depends on what God decides to do, to be honest. But it does snow out here. It just sometimes it does. Like right now that we're in the springtime, it was still snowing a couple of times, but
Oh,
it hasn't really
really?
snowed right now. Yeah,
Oh, wow. What made
yeah.
you make that move from Cali to Utah?
I just got tired of Cali, man.
Really?
It's too expensive, and then it's too crowded. I got tired of it. I
Oh,
got tired of it.
really?
I've been wanting to leave Cali for a long time, so I was like, whatever, let's go try it out there and see how it is.
How long have you been living in Utah now?
I'm going on 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah,
Nice. So I mean, Utah's from what I've seen, I mean, it's really nice. There's a bunch of trails, a bunch of like canyons,
yeah,
a bunch of places to go skiing, right?
yeah,
Have you
yeah.
been
There's a
able
lot of
to go and
resorts out
explore some of that?
here. Nah, just because when we moved out here, um, so it's just mainly been my wife working, and then I was working, but I was only working the weekends. But then I went into full time. So, and then we have the kids, and they were a lot smaller, a year ago. So,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't really do much just because of how big they were at the time. But we are
Right.
gonna try to, like go camping and stuff like that this year. So,
Right. Yeah, it does. It definitely does take some time to settle in, right?
yeah,
Yeah, because we moved here to Texas exactly 2 years ago, and I mean, I don't think we're fully settled yet. We're still trying to
right,
trying to figure stuff out. So we haven't really explored or really enjoyed all of Texas. And yeah, I mean, just like you, I mean, it's a completely different state from what you're used to in California. How long did you live in California?
yeah. I've always lived in California. I was just back and forth between Riverside and Hollywood, just because my dad was in Hollywood at the time. But I've always just been in California up until 2 years from now, the past two
Yeah.
years. Yeah,
uh, Very cool. And and then how was the transition from California to Utah for you?
it's fine. I do kind of miss my family, but other than that, it's cool. I really like it out here. I really like it out here.
Really?
It does get lonely though, because we don't really know people out here, but other than that, I like it out here.
Yeah. And some of the one of the things that really helped us when we came to Texas was, I mean, we've always been involved in church, like in and out. but we've always enjoyed the community and the people, and that was one of the things that that really helped us get to know more people, especially for us too, because moving to Texas, we didn't know a lot of people, and through church
Right.
we went. It's a community thing, so through church we were able to get to know more about more people, more about where we are in Texas, and that was just like a big. I feel like that's always a big benefit, you know.
Yeah. No, yeah, man. I mean, we were going to we've gone to two churches, but the first one, it was like it was cool at first, like me trying to figure out what kind of church to attend. Um, it was cool at first, but then like I don't know, it was more like modern type, like their songs were like more like concert type and stuff, with the
Hmm.
lights in the back and like yeah, like it's cool, like I've never really seen that before until I went to that church, but I don't know, man, it just kind of isn't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something a little more traditional, when it comes to like a church like that. We were going to we were going to a Baptist one. I actually kind of like I at church too, but with everything with like the COVID or whatever, we just they closed their doors for a while, so we just stopped going, and we haven't looked for another church or gone back to that one. So we just kind of just been here at home. So,
Right, right. And so, did you right away find a job moving to Texas, or did you already have a job waiting for you, or how did that work?
oh yeah, like my wife, she applied from California for a job, and when we were out there in California, she got hired for the job.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so we came out here with her having a job, and then I had applied for a security the week of arriving out here, and that's that same week I ended up getting the job too. I ended up getting the job.
Nice. Now, how is the vibe? I mean, you already mentioned that it's more open than California, but what's the vibe of the people in Utah?
All the people out here are cool. They're nice. There's just a lot of LDS. Um,
A lot of
but
what?
I mean LDS, Mormons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's like their community is it's huge out here. So there's a lot of them, and yeah. I mean nothing against them or anything like that. It's just I just don't see what they teach. That it aligns with the Bible and stuff. So I don't. I kind of just keep my distance.
Right. And even the Bible, I would say, is something really complex. Like, it's a really complex book because it's one book, but it is used by many religions, and it's interpreted by many religions, you know. And I mean, it's a book that
Right,
it is a really good book for everything, and especially guidance to even life. But this is a book that was written, I would assume, thousands of years ago, and it's crazy what knowledge they had during those times that made them write this kind of book, and all the
right,
wisdom that they carried.
right. But I mean, you read the Bible, right? Or
I
are you
I
just
have
starting
I
to?
have, but not all of it, but I have gone through like a couple pages, but I haven't really sat down and really read the whole book.
Right, right. Well, I mean, I'm still going through it myself. Like I'm going through the Old Testament. Um, but as far as like as far as the writers go, it says in the Bible that, everything was, everything was inspired and breathed out by God, so it's so like when you read that, it's like, dang, like, so it's like kind of like saying like, you know, like God literally like wrote what's in the Bible, but through these people, you know what I'm saying,
Mm,
that wrote it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what it pretty much says that he gave these words to the people that wrote the Bible, right? Okay.
Right, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's all pretty much, coming from him. But then and then it's gone, hasn't it gone through so many people where it's been like added on and changed and edited and interpreted different?
See, the thing is, like when I've done my research, like I came across that in order for somebody to change something in the Bible, like there's actually rules to it.
Oh,
It's
really?
not just that just anybody can just change something in the Bible. Like there's actually rules to it. Um, so like personally me, I'll read the King James version, but then I'll read like the ESV, the English Standard Version, just as a point of reference, because I don't know like every word that's in the KJV, just because of the type of English that they had at that time,
Right.
uh, but yeah, man, like so that's why you have different versions, and that's how you see that in those versions, there's some parts that are taken out from like the original scripts,
Right.
parts are missing, just because in order for them to make that translation of the KJV or whatever, for an example, um, they would have to change the wording, or they would have to take out some type of verse or whatever in order for them to be able to publish their type of translation from wherever it is that they're getting it. It's not just, oh, I'm going to change this because this is what I see, what it should be, but there's actually rules to it. It's not just anybody can change it.
Right. And I would
Yeah.
imagine only like high, what is it, like the high prophets or priest? What would you say?
As far as
Like
what.
those would be the only ones to go through the rules, and then once the rules haven't met, then they can go ahead and change them.
Oh yeah, then yeah, I would think so. I didn't really see who has the authority to say, okay, yeah, you can come up with this translation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, as I just read up to that point where, like what I'm telling you, that there's rules to it in order to make a change. There's rules to it. It's not just I'm gonna make the change. But I didn't look into who has that authority to say, okay, yeah, you can come up with that translation.
Right. Right. So what made you become so? Because I mean, with you even just going through the Bible and um, saying that you've done this research, what made you dig in deep to this, deep into the Bible or to religion?
Well, uh, you know, uh, I mean, we know each other from stuff, so
What was that?
you already know a little bit of how I was and everything. I said we know how we know each other from high school and stuff.
Right.
So you already kind of know how I was or whatever, back then. Um, it's just that I don't know, like people go through stuff, and you get to a point where it's like, like what am I doing? Like what am I doing with my life?
Mm-hmm.
Um, since to be honest, like I really did want to come onto your podcast to glorify God and to give my testimony on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's why I really I asked you to see if I can come on.
Right.
Um, so because my grandma, she was she was I mean, I guess religious, but she was really about God and stuff.
Okay.
She lived her day based on the Bible and what the Word of God has already said to live our life. How we should live our lives. Um, she always talked to me about God and stuff, but I would listen, but then like I would brush it off.
Right.
Um, so she ended up dying from cancer, man. Um,
Sorry about that.
yeah, it's all right. I mean, anyway, so she ended up passing away from cancer, and like maybe like a week after she had passed away, I had a dream, man. Like I had a dream like I've never had a dream before.
Really?
Like it was so like it just felt so real, man. Like it was like if I was literally there, with her. Um so I had this dream, and like uh I was talking to my grandma, um and she was telling me like she straight up told me, bro, like she said, she told me not to cry anymore, she told me not to be sad. She told me that 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 everything's gonna be all right, that she's where she has always wanted to be, and that's with God. And that for me to look for God, and to tell my family to look for God. So,
Hmm.
man, like it was such an intense dream, man. Like I woke up, man. I had tears going down my cheeks, man. Like, man, like it was. I've never had that type of dream before. I've never had such a dream like that before. Um, so I woke up, man. I woke up. My cousin was in the next room, and he was up. He was on the PS4, and like I was like, dude, like, did you hear me? Because, like, it's weird because like I was talking in my dream, but I can hear myself talk.
Hmm.
Like I could hear myself talking, like if I was talking to somebody, right? Like it's like I was asleep, but I was conscious at the same time, because I was able to hear myself talk.
Right.
So I woke up, man, and I told my cousin what happened, and yeah, man, I don't know if he's ever like willing to testify for me of my dream, of what I told him, so people know that it is true, and it wasn't just like, I don't know, like just some type of
Right.
what I'm saying.
Now,
But yeah, man, that's what happened. And
what did your
uh-huh.
cousin say after you told him what your dream was about?
I don't remember him saying anything. I think he was just like he was just kind of like, what, like like what are you talking about?
Hmm.
But yeah, man, even then after that dream, man, I kind of lagged it, looking for God and stuff, in my life, and really trying to change things. I was still deep in my sin, man, and you know, doing stuff I wasn't supposed to, drinking and stuff like that. And it's just, and then there was another night. I was listening to a I was listening to a sermon on YouTube,
Hmm.
and I was like, you know what, like, I started thinking to myself, because he was like, the sermon, the preacher was talking about, what's going on in the world, right?
Right.
So I was like, man, let me see how the Bible aligns with the things in the world. So I had a this little study Bible that my grandma had given me in my car. Uh, I've had it there for a couple of years actually, but I never really opened it. It was just there in my glove compartment. Um, so I went to go get the Bible, man, and in the Bible there was, what people call the repentance prayer, right?
The what is it?
So in the repentance prayer,
Okay.
yeah. So in the front of the Bible, you open it, and I think it was the first page of the second page is that repentance prayer. So I read that prayer, man. I read that prayer out loud. I memorized And then the next day I read it on my own, just without reading the page. Like I opened the Bible and I said that prayer to myself, well, not technically not to myself, but to God,
Right.
and I started crying, man. Like I had this like overwhelming feeling, bro. Like it was just, it was something I never felt before, and I was crying, and it was just, I don't know, man. Like I felt liberated after I finished saying that prayer, like I didn't feel the same way, man. Like, and ever since then, I've been slowly letting things go, like music, movies, you know, stuff. Like I used to watch a lot of anime, so I don't, I don't really watch that stuff anymore. Sports, uh, and I have this, my beanie on and stuff, but I don't keep up with it like that anymore, like I used to. It's just like it's not really that important to me anymore. It's just really, getting to know God more, and passing the word of God more to, to my friends and my family, so that's why I have the Facebook I have now is really just, for that, for that purpose.
Right. And the things that you have stopped, like watching sports, watching movies, watching anime, or stuff like that, are those things that you decided upon yourself to stop doing so you could focus on other things, or were there these like did this come from someplace else or somewhere else or someone else?
Now, well, when it started happening, I was kind of wondering why it was happening, but as I've read the Bible, it says in the Bible to, set yourself apart from the things of this world,
Mm-hmm.
and put your eyes, your mind, and your heart on the things of heaven, you know. So, reading that verse, it made me realize that, sports, movies, music, um, anime or whatever, like a lot of those things are just distractions, man. Like they distract you from really, getting into the word of God, bro, and like really getting to know who God is and what his purpose is for us, Um, so you know, I can't say that it's all in my will that I chose to not do it anymore, but more of, God's will,
Mm.
um, for me not to be involved in those things anymore. I do listen to music, but for a while, man, because I do like rap,
Mm-hmm.
So for a while I was looking for, Christian rap, like
Okay.
I want to listen to some, I do want to listen to music, but I want to make sure that it's something that is God, while I'm listening to it.
Right.
But for a while, I couldn't find it, man. I couldn't really find some legit Christian rappers, Uh, it was up to maybe like last year. No, it was up to like maybe like halfway through this year that I came across some Christian rappers, and I do think that it's God that led me to these people, because all they sing about is God. You know what I'm saying? Like, they they talk about how they've changed because of God and stuff like that, so I listen to that, because I want to listen to things that are going to glorify God, so
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, like
and
you said, there's many things out there um that are distractions, and those are things that it's great to listen to them, especially from the Bible, because you really get the insight from, I mean, from the people that wrote the Bible thousands of years ago. They didn't have technology. They didn't have
right,
whatever when they were bored. Well, when um I wouldn't say they were even bored. I would say that they were always constantly busy trying to provide for themselves, trying to provide for their families, working on
right,
things that are necessary. I don't think they really had time to slack off or anything. They pretty much didn't have any distractions. And it's pretty interesting just to read about that and know that now there are a ton of distractions that we easily fall into. And especially, for you, it helped because I mean, it's great that you see now the things that are essential for you to focus on what you want to focus on. Even whether it might be with God, whether it might be with church, or whether you have other goals as far as your career, as far as your family, as far as your personal development, whatever it is, you got to get rid of distractions. And sometimes just like you did, you got to get rid of those distractions of stop watching sports, stop watching movies, stop watching anime and stuff like that. But I do feel like music is something essential, especially to the mind, no matter what type of music it is. Whether you listen to Christianity music or whatever it might be, whatever gets, puts your mind to work is definitely essential, you know.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, it's just um, as Christians, as Christians, we want to be into things that glorify God. If it's because it's beneficial for you, and obviously you're glorifying God at the same time.
Right.
But if it's something else that's away from God, it doesn't stimulate your mind in the right way, in the right
Mm.
direction. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just I don't know, man. I guess everybody has their journey. When they come to God, everybody has a journey. Everybody has a task. It's really up to the person how it is that they're gonna, follow, follow those steps. You know what I'm saying? Um, I can't, I can only, tell somebody, like, hey, like that's not beneficial to you, but I can't force them. I can, if I tell you, yeah, watching movies or whatever, it's not beneficial to you if it's not something that glorifies God. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, and you ask me, or how, or if you ask me, can I show you in scripture where it says that? Then yeah, the Bible, and I'll show you why it is that we shouldn't be involved in, those things. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, man.
And yeah, I mean, to what you said is like right on point that, everybody has their own journey, and it's essential that everybody has their own journey. Even if you have to get into trouble, or even if you have to do things that unfortunately are sins, as long as you come out of that in the positive way, you know, how has where you are now, how has that helped you?
Well, I'm still walking on it. Working, but walking in this and walking in the sense of following Jesus Christ. Because he's, as we read in the Bible, he's our only teacher. We're only supposed to technically learn from him. That it's important to read the Bible. So, I really just try to, handle my days as far as what I've read. You know, um, I don't know. For example, like if I see some homeless person, and I go up to him and or her, and I ask them if they're hungry or whatever, and they say yeah, and I go and and I give them some food or something, and they say thank you to me. But rather than me, accepting that thanks that they're giving me, I'll say, hey, thank God for it. Don't thank me, because God was the one that sent me to you to give you this. It's not out of my will, but out of God's will. But then again, I don't want to do something like, um, like how some people, they'll record it and like they'll put it online and stuff like that. You don't want to do that because um, it says in the Bible, like if you do that, it says that your reward has already been given to you. So your reward would be that people are seeing you doing these things. But
Mm.
you want to do things, just because you want to do them for the glory of God, not to glorify yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it really is like that. I'm really hoping to start a ministry some someday somewhere along the lines.
Okay.
But I need to study some more. I need to study some more of the Word of God in order to be able to do that. So
Right. And
yeah.
what I mean, what was after obviously the your grandma was a big idol or someone that was important in your life. That moment that you had the dream of her, was that the moment, was that like the switch that you made, like as soon as that dream happened the next day you decided to make the switch and just convert yourself, or what made you turn into more towards God or the religion?
Oh, no, no. Like I told you earlier, when I had the dream, I still lagged it. I was still doing things I wasn't supposed to. Right?
Mm.
It was up to the point where I said, let me see how the things that are going on in the world align with what's in the Bible. So when I started to notice those things, is when the change started happening. When I noticed that everything that's in the Bible, bro, is true. Is true, real, and right. Is that when I said, hey, like, this is this is real stuff. Like this was written so long ago, but when you really pay attention to what really is going on in the world, bro, and you take it to scripture, then you start to realize, that it's all true, man. That it's not, how a lot of people say that it's oh, it was written by a bunch of men or whatever. Nah, bro. Like you really do see that it's for real. That it's for real, bro. And like, so when you begin to see those things, you're like, man, like I really do need to, make a change in my life, because there's a God that's gonna come, bro. Jesus Christ. God is gonna come, bro, and He's gonna come to judge everybody, bro, for everything that we've done. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you. So when you realize that, bro, you wanna, you wanna do things for God, so that when your time of judgment comes, it's like, okay, you've been faithful to me. You've been faithful to me and not to yourself. You've been faithful to me and not to Satan. Because, man, bro, like there's a lot of confusion in the world, man. There's a lot of confusion in the world, man. And like I said, when you take it up to the Bible, you begin to see those things, man. Like you begin to see where that confusion has come from, and you want to try, to open the eyes of other people to preach to them. But you can't force them. Like if they don't want to hear it, like I'll try to talk to somebody. Don't want to hear it, then hey, man, I tried, but I'm not gonna force it down their throats. But if they want to know about it, you can hit me up, and I'll show you what God has shown me, and then the rest is really on how you decide to follow God.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, well, as you were reading the Bible and you're reading all this stuff that are really, enlighten you, is there some other things that really enlighten you about society overall, besides like um all the distractions that was going on in your life?
Like for example, like as far as like money goes, right? Um, we I was talking to a friend and I was telling that person, like we literally, bro, we literally work, for nothing, you know, because money has no value, bro. It's just a piece of paper with a number on it, you
Right.
know. Uh, Money used to be backed up by gold, but
Right.
there's nothing that backs it up anymore,
Right.
It's just it's just a piece of paper, bro.
Right. No, yeah,
So,
that's
you know,
true. And but what would you say that um I would imagine that the reason why it was something like paper was for some type of currency, because obviously as we become more as we revolutionize, um we no longer we no longer trade a sack of potatoes for a sack of oranges. Now we're using money or that paper as a currency. Do you think there would be a better way to kind of use as currency, or do you think that should just be out of
yeah,
the
just go back
question?
to trade, man.
What was that?
Just go back to trading.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because because like I understand, that money is a form of currency, because who's gonna be carrying around a bar of gold, and just shave off a piece of gold or whatever and say, here, this is what I'm paying you with. Nobody's gonna do that. But that's why
Right.
I said, because the dollar used to be backed up by gold. So if you said, you know what, I have $100, I'm gonna go exchange these $100 for $100 worth of gold, then you'd be able to do that. Then you'd have $100 worth of gold.
Right.
But now, if you say, I'm gonna go to the bank and exchange whatever cash amount you have, you can't. They don't offer you that anymore. They don't even offer you silver, bro. So it's like, well, then what do I have this money for? If I don't have anything of value to back it up with, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And now, I
Yeah.
mean, now things are becoming more and more contactless. How do you feel
Right,
about now going into a currency like Bitcoin or, stuff like that, where it's all, pretty much in the air?
right. Yeah, see, I actually had invested in a couple of Bitcoins, bro. I actually made supposedly my money back, right? Or a profit or whatever. But then, I was thinking about it again, bro, and it's like it's the same thing. You have these Bitcoins, or electronic money,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, okay, well, I have, let's say, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, but like again, like for the same example that I told you about, like the dollar with gold. If you say, hey, I actually want to go get something that's worth 100 Bitcoin value of something physical, you won't be able to do that. Like like I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. It's just like, yeah, you can buy something, but what I'm saying is you can't go somewhere and exchange it. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
without having to buy something. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right. And
Yeah.
it's so w- it's so hard to understand that, you know, that there's money just thrown out there in the air, because in actuality all it is just like, if you're talking about like Bitcoin and stuff like like digital currencies, it's all just numbers, you know
Right.
and in Bitcoins, if I have $20, I can just electronically send them over to you. And all it is I'm sending you numbers through this air.
Right.
There's no attachment anymore. There's nothing physical. It's like,
Right.
as us as humans, we're very visual. So when we don't see, at least to me, when I don't see something like physically like move from here to there, there's no way my brain cannot comprehend it. It just
Right.
doesn't make sense.
it honestly, bro, it really doesn't though. It really doesn't. You know, like you said, it's just a bunch of numbers. It's just a bunch of numbers on a computer. You know what I'm saying? Like who, it just it blows my mind, bro. It really blows my mind because it's just it's just modern day slavery, bro. To be honest with you, it's just modern day slavery, man.
Ha-
Yeah, you can go out and buy a computer and stuff like that, but like it says in the Bible, bro, it's all just vanity, man. Everything is vanity, bro. Because when you die, you can't take any of this stuff with you,
right, right.
you
How
know.
do you think the world, because obviously the Bible provides guidance, provides rules, and it gives you steps, right, of how to live your life, things to do, things not to do. How do you think the world would look if everybody was on board with it?
With the Bible,
Yes.
uh, we wouldn't be where we're at now. We wouldn't be where we're at now. Uh, because, you know, from what I've read, from what I've read in the Bible, God, created everything because he can, right? Because, he's God. He can do whatever he wants. He created us for his glory and for us to glorify him, you know. So when you go back to reading Genesis, he not only created us for his glory, but he created us so that we take care of what he created. We're supposed to take care of this world, bro. Uh, so that's why I said that when we work for money, we're really working for nothing, bro, because we're technically supposed to be working to not only take care of this world, but to take care of each other,
Mm.
you know. Like I said, the TV, bro, computers, cell phones, whatever, bro. They're all just distractions, bro. They're all just distractions from what the main goal actually was in the beginning, and that was to take care of each other and to take care of the world. The world is
Right.
a mess, bro. The world is a mess,
Right.
you know. But if everybody said, you know what, I'm just gonna start farming, even if it's a couple, vegetables here and there, but you start farming, bro, it shifts, it that mentality of I'm gonna go work to make money. Instead, you're working, to take care of the world. And on top of that, bro, God is blessing you with, these fruits and these
Mm.
vegetables that you're growing out of the land that you're supposed to be taking care of. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And if you have an overflow, then you just, give it away, man. You just give it away to somebody that needs it.
Right. So what you're saying is kind of using the resources that we have, like Earth, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you how can I put this? Do you think, like, if we were to, all of us be, if if we were to be all on board with the Bible, um and there would be less technology and less any of everything, do you think we would still be a species that would survive? Or do you
Yeah.
think, like, we need
Well,
this type of technology to help us from, for like now, it might be because, like, for instance, like COVID, we have COVID and we kind of have technology, even if from, getting in contact with doctors and stuff like that. But that's one of the reasons why some people have survived from COVID. Do you think, if if we wouldn't have all this modern advancement, we would still survive, like, viruses, diseases, or catastrophes like that?
oh yeah, bro, because um first, we're aligning ourselves with the Bible, right? Since we're talking about the Bible. Um, first it says in the Bible to put your trust in God, to put your trust in God instead of putting confidence in man.
Hmm.
That goes, that goes for doctors as well. If if you do a little more studying, bro, like, you'll see that modern medicine, bro, is actually what it, if you look up this word, it's called pharmakia, you know, pharmakia. It's a Greek word. uh,
Pharmakia.
and like, yeah, pharmakia.
Okay.
It's a Greek word, and it says that it's a way of having spells, potions, and stuff like that. Stuff of like witchcraft and like magic and things like that. So when you kind of like when you align that word pharmakia, bro, with medicine now, it aligns with that. It's just another form of you know potions. Uh, you know,
Right.
it's just they're not for us, bro. Like personally, me, um, if you want real healing, you have to go to natural things because that's where God is, in the natural stuff because He created these things, But pills and stuff like that, God didn't create those, bro, because they're not natural. Those came out of a lab somewhere that
Right.
man created, you know. And when
Right.
you take those pills and stuff, there's always side effects to them, you
Right.
know. I it's funny because there's this book, man, like I said, man, like just reading the Bible, it has led me into a different direction. But there's this book, this one right here. I don't know if you can see it. Uh, it's a it's a book for natural remedies, bro.
Okay.
Um, and like I've been studying it and stuff. So yeah, man. So just God has led me to different things, man.
Right.
Um, as far as doctors go, bro, I haven't gone to a doctor in years, man. I haven't taken the flu shot in years, bro. If I get sick, it'll be like light, I won't get like crazy sick, bro. But I'll get sick, but it won't be like, dang, like I need to go to a doctor, like I'm about to die or something. Nah, bro, it's nothing like that. Like I really learned to just, trust in God because far as like COVID or whatever, COVID is just the flu, bro. It's just another strain of it. It's always gonna change. It's always gonna get stronger. So that's why when it comes to these shots, bro, you're always gonna need them every single year because the strain is always gonna change, bro.
Right.
It's always gonna mutate. But by you putting so many chemicals in your body, bro, you slowly start destroying it from the inside out, bro.
Right. Now, when you
You
say
know,
that, you just um let God take care of it and you trust in God, is there, yeah, I mean, do you just, is that a way to just sit back and just pray on it, or is there actual work involved that you have to do in order to, just to make it work?
it's just pray, man. You know, just pray on it because you get us, for this virus for the flu. It's just like you just gotta kind of accept, bro, that at the end of the day, it's God who decides, whether you're gonna live or you're gonna die, whether you go get a shot or you don't go get a shot, whether you eat healthy or you don't eat healthy. At the end of the day, it's God, bro. Like God is just the one that makes the decision. But the thing is that you always got to keep in mind, bro, is that when you have faith in Jesus Christ, bro, and you die, no matter what it is, you're gonna go to heaven, bro. You're gonna go to heaven because of that faith, that trust that you put in Jesus Christ, bro. So when you always have that in mind, you have this sense of peace, bro. And that worry that you have of dying or whatever, it kind of just fades away, bro, because death, it's inevitable, bro. It's gonna happen to everybody, no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just better to just always keep your hopes in God that He's gonna keep you healthy, that He's gonna protect you, and just just hope for the best, But
Right.
if God decides that you're gonna die from some virus, then you're gonna die from that virus, bro, or whatever it may be. You can choke on a piece of chicken or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Your life has already been written. My life has already been written. But I go back to it. Just depends how you want to follow it. Are you gonna follow God all the way through, or
Hmm.
are you just gonna follow halfway and then follow the world the other halfway? But when you read the Bible, the ones that follow halfway and then follow the world another halfway, they're called lukewarm. I don't know if you read
What
that
is
in
it
the
called?
Bible. Lukewarm.
Lukewarm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, you can read about it in Revelations. Um, so yeah, bro. So us as Christians, bro, we gotta follow God all the way through, bro, no matter what we go through, because people are tripping out right now over COVID-19 or whatever. But they're not gonna get better, bro. Things are gonna get worse. And if people are tripping out now, imagine when things get worse. You know, that's why it's better to just rely on God, bro. Because even though you might still feel fear, obviously it's natural. You're gonna feel that fear, bro. But you gotta keep your eyes on God, bro, on Jesus Christ, because that's our only hope, in this world. The government, bro, the government doesn't have the answers to everything, man.
Right.
They're limited as we are limited in knowledge, But the only one that provides true knowledge is the Bible, bro. Is the Word of God, you
Hmm.
know.
So, let me go back to like the medicine. How do you feel about those doctors that are about natural remedies, but also that you have to do physical activity, like you have to go walk, you have to exercise in order that that both those things have to collaborate with one another in order to have a longevity. How do you feel about
Right.
those doctors?
No, I agree with you on that, man. I mean, in order for we have to do our part too, not just I'm not saying, when I say, oh, you put your trust in God, I'm not saying, oh, go out and friggin' eat all the junk food you want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not what I'm saying, bro. Like, you got to do your part to stay healthy too. All I'm saying is that we're all gonna die. That's what I'm really like trying to emphasize here. That we're all gonna die, bro, no matter what we try to do. But
Right.
yeah, obviously you want to be healthy, obviously you want to exercise, you want to go walk, because it's good for your body. God didn't make us lazy people, like I said, from Genesis. We were meant to take care of this world. And I don't know, if you ever done farming or whatever, but
Hmm.
it's not easy work, man.
Right.
It's hard work, but if we all did what God tells us, bro, we wouldn't be where we're at now. I can
Right.
guarantee you that.
And I feel like that's probably one of the reasons why, maybe I don't know, maybe you can correct me on this, but not from what I've seen or heard that there's really any physical involvement or exercise on the Bible because, back in the day, people just to live was exercise, and
Mm.
there is a lot of people that unfortunately that do just like we said, that all they do is pray and have faith in God. But it's just like you said, we don't just pray and have faith, but we also got to put in our work. We also got to put in our part. We can't
Right.
just sit there and pray and hope that we're going to get better. It's like we have to, and that's one of the things that I try to emphasize a lot, or is that when not if you want to be healthy, just pray on it, and even pray that you have the energy the next day to get up, go work out. Pray that you have the discipline, or that God gives you the discipline to get up, to eat healthy, and do whatever it takes. Not to just
Right.
pray and then go out and grab a slice of pizza and sit on your couch and watch TV. Because
Right.
unfortunately, I feel like maybe it's not a lot, but there's, some percentage of people that are like that.
Mm.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen them everywhere, and it's saddening because you can't just you can't just rely on one thing. It's like it's all like it's all it all comes together, you know.
Right.
You can't just focus on one thing without the other. It all kind of
Right.
collaborates, and that's the end of the results.
Right. Oh yeah, man. I mean, I completely agree. It's like, um, funny that you say that right now, because it's like, I don't know if you've ever heard people like argue about faith and works, right?
Hmm.
So how they say that, oh well, how do you have faith but you don't do works? Or but the thing is that, in order for you to show that you have faith in Jesus Christ, you obviously have to work. But the difference is that we're saved by faith in Jesus Christ, right?
Right.
But because we have faith in Jesus Christ, we're going to do the things that Jesus Christ did. You know what I'm saying? So we're
Right.
going to go out, and, talk to the people about, Jesus, or, help somebody that needs help. I don't know, things like that. That's how you show your faith, that you have faith in him.
Right.
But it's the same thing, like what you're saying. You can't just eat and then go sit on your couch and expect to still,
Right.
not gain weight, or or feel normal, because it doesn't work like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I do hear a lot, and it kind of, it bothers me and stuff, and it's saddening.
Yeah.
Um, Give me a second. Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about, man?
Man, honestly, like I said, I really just wanted to come and talk about God and stuff, man. I don't do it as often as I wish, or as I should. Uh, at least, like live or whatever. So I want to get used to doing that, because, like I said, eventually, if, God leads me down that path like that, I would really like to open up my own ministry. Um, but I from visiting different ministries, man, like I've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to do things a little different, man. So I'm really hoping that God really does lead me down that way. If not, if not to a ministry, then, I don't know, something, something that just overall glorifies God,
Right.
and everything that I do. Not for myself, but for God. Not for me, bro. I don't need it. I'm just here. I was blessed with life, so I'm here to serve the one that created me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like before, bro, I used to be, nah. I do what I want. Nobody tells me what to do with my life. I'll do whatever. But now I understand that, because I know who God is now. I know
Right.
I know where we come from. We weren't just, as far as like evolution goes, you know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing like that, bro. It's nothing like that. There's a creator that created us, you know what I'm saying? And then if people really want to know who that is, they just gotta pick up the Bible and read it, man. You
So
know.
have people talk to you about evolution and kind of had do you have an open mind about that, or how do you have you talked to people about that, or have they brought it up to you?
I used to, when I was kind of like researching that whole evolution of, because I didn't really pay attention on that back in school. But there's this guy, man. Kent Hovind is his name.
Okay.
He has this, what is it? He has a creation ministry, is what he calls it, right? So he teaches on creation, but he has, what's it called? He has videos where he goes and he talks to other people that are evolutionists, and he tries to get them to understand that it's not evolution, but that it's been creation the whole time. So I learned a lot from just watching his videos, man. But I haven't had the chance to talk to anybody else about it. Anybody else that's about evolution, or that believes in evolution. I haven't had the chance to like talk to them about it. So
Right.
yeah.
Do you kind of know the concept, or the whole theory behind it?
Behind evolution,
Yeah.
well, it's I haven't looked into it in a while already, just because uh, it's a lot, man. It's a lot of stuff, man. Like it goes from like this little blob, bro, from like, in millions of years, that little blob or whatever, or germ just kind of, started, evolving, or, what they call it, evolving, So uh, it yeah, it goes into a lot of details, man. It's something that takes a good minute to talk about, bro.
Right. And see, I mean, I haven't really I'm still like I like to think of myself as still being open-minded about everything, cuz I'm 30, but I'm still learning, and I want to
Right,
have that open mindset to welcome ideas and welcome new theories just to get my mind going. And when I started looking into the whole evolution theory, it's like there's some things that do make sense, but for us it's hard to kind of put it together, and
mhm,
you know just like how they said it's because just like how they say, it's a whole evolution, and there's a lot of people out there, and people that believe that we originated from basically chimpanzees, right? And to think of
right,
it, that's you hear that, and you're like, what the heck? It doesn't that you take that as something silly or whatever, but then
right,
you hear scientists or you hear data saying that 96% of the genes that chimpanzees carry are in our genes. See, so when you
mm,
hear that, it's like it's silly, but why do chimpanzees carry 96% genes that we have? You know what I mean? And like I said, I feel like
right,
I feel like kind of, religion or God and evolution can come in the middle, because
mm,
quite honestly, we don't know exactly what happened. All it is our belief. Whether you believe evolution is true, or whether you believe God did it all, it's all a belief. you know. Everybody has, and it's everybody has their right, and everybody should believe on something, because when you believe on something, you set yourself up for rules, you set yourself up from, things that are, are not going to be beneficial to you, so it's a it's like I said, it's a belief. And I mean, this is something that happened thousands of years ago, and at the end of the day, we don't know by fact. There's no, there's not real evidence of it. You know what I mean?
But see, the thing is that, you know, when you read, yeah, everybody should believe in something, but uh, that something has to be right though, you know, um, because as far as like evolution goes, bro,
Hmm.
just because you're kind of kickstarting my mind back to what I would I would watch from that guy I'm telling you about. Um, well, first of all, it says in the Bible that
Hmm.
we were created out of dust, bro.
Out of
Not,
dust.
yeah,
Okay.
not a blob or whatever,
Hmm.
what evolutionists teach. So
Hmm.
that's one thing already that's out of the picture from what the Bible says to what evolutionists believe, or what they teach. Another thing is that um, it says in the Bible that everything is going to bring forth after its kind, you know. Uh, you know how like there's wolves,
Hmm.
dogs, coyotes, they're all in that same family, you know,
Right.
or like, how you have all these different type of fish, right?
Hmm.
They're all within that same family, that same kind.
Hmm.
Um, Same thing with cats, you have lions, you have tigers, you have cheetahs,
Hmm.
you have these little cats now that you can have at your house.
Hmm.
They're all within that same family, bro. Like you you can't have a dog and a cat mate and have some type of dog cat, you know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
won't work. It won't genetically work because
Right.
that's not the way God created it. That's not the way he intended it to be. Just like with monkeys or whatever, yeah,
Hmm.
we look alike or whatever,
Hmm.
but a human can't mate with a monkey, bro. Like you won't have a half and half breed, you know what I'm saying? Unless you kind of scientifically mess with it somehow, and you kind of come up with some kind of hybrid, bro. But it's not something that you can, do because that's not the way God created it, bro. Like you can't, you like I said, you can't have a half monkey, half human. Like it won't genetically work because like you said, they have like at 90% of our gene code, but it's not 100%. And because it's not
Right.
100%, we can't have, you know, kids with them or whatever you want to say,
Right.
how you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with fruit, bro. There's all different kinds of fruits, but they're all after their kind. Mangoes, watermelons, melons. You have the melon, the regular melon, the orange one, and then you have that honeydew. I don't know if you've ever tried it.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, uh, it's still a melon. Yeah, it tastes different. It tastes different. It looks different, but it's still a melon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um,
Right. Yeah, and I'm saying that, well, the theory of evolution says that, yeah, I mean, obviously we're not monkeys, and you can't mate a monkey and a human. And see, the thing that they say in the theory of evolution is that there is a 96 the reason why it's missing pretty much a 4% from a chimpanzee to a human is because one is our thumb. Monkeys, I don't know if you've noticed, but monkeys and chimpanzees don't have thumbs. And through the theory of evolution, those monkeys have evolved to to have thumbs so that way we can use, because as you know, we have thumbs and they help us out a lot, to
Right.
survival, to through the necessities, whatever we need to do. There's the thumb. We don't really, take it. We kind of take it for or how would you say, we don't take it for granted, but it does help us out a lot. So I would guess that would say, like, that's some percentage, and then the other percentage is our brain, because obviously our brain is, I don't know if it's like 4 times or 5 times bigger than a monkey or chimpanzee. And not only that, but I believe the monkey doesn't have a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere. It's just one, whereas as humans, we have a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere that, make a human,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Um, but as a Bible, as a Bible believer,
Hmm.
it just to me it just doesn't align with it. It has to align. Like if we're gonna take the Bible for what it is and for what it says, uh, it has to align with what the Word of God has already said. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Right.
like oh, to give you an example, because I was just watching this today. They had a video. You know how they're trying to do that neural link now.
The what?
With Elon Musk or whatever, Neuralink,
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
where they're trying to put like
Right.
wires and stuff in your, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so they had a monkey. They had a monkey following these colors, right? So
Hmm.
so I guess every time the monkey got it right, he got some kind of like sugar or something because he had like
Like,
this little pipe in his mouth.
right, like a reward.
Yeah, right. So every time the monkey touched that color, he got that reward. So he knew that if he touched that color, he was gonna get that reward. So I'm thinking, like, well, anything that has a brain, bro, can be taught to do something. You
Hmm.
know, that's just how the brain works.
Right.
Yeah, it might be a different size. It might be, uh, you know, I don't know, different from, but it's still a brain. It still thinks. It works. You know what I'm saying? Because for the example of the monkey.
Hmm.
Um, but then again, like another example, bro, would be like chickens. Like chickens are the only ones that know how to make an egg, bro. We don't know how to make an egg. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, and to me, as far as like evolution goes, bro, and thinking back to what that guy would say is, uh, why are we losing why are we losing knowledge instead of gaining knowledge? You know what I'm saying? So like saying like the chicken, like, right? Let's say the chicken is part of our evolution, right?
Hmm.
Well, how come we don't know how to make eggs? Why would we lose that knowledge of how to make an egg, instead of keeping it, because it's something that's beneficial or whatever.
Right.
I've heard that, that they say, oh, because it's not beneficial, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we
Right.
lose that. But I don't think that's how that works.
Well, yeah, because, yeah,
Because
like you
if something
mentioned,
works,
there's,
it's always gonna stay.
yeah, and see, kind of like the theory of evolution is attached to adaptation, right? So, like for instance, like the theory says that, we had to kind of adapt, because we were monkeys. We got segregated from a group, and we adapted to the new environment that eventually evolved us to, growing thumbs, to having a large brain, and having both a left and a right hemisphere. And And even, and I, like I said, that's all part of, adapting. So if it's not, if it's not something that we gotta adapt to it, then it's something that's not gonna happen, because even now, um I don't know if that's the case, but even now there's animals that are changing. There's animals that kind of are adapting or are evolving according to their environment. Like, there's rats that are, trying to survive. Like, I believe in Arizona there's some rats trying to survive in Arizona because they keep on getting killed by coyotes, by snakes, by all this stuff, right? And they're light colored, and because the dirt is, or the ground is dark, they're very visible. So now they have found mice that are kind of, that have adapted or evolved into becoming darker. So now they're able to camouflage themselves within the ground. So now they're less visible to their predators. So I mean, see, it's, and I don't know if that's, if, I mean, if that is the case, let's say that evolution is true, then what would we eventually evolve to, you know?
Um, I mean, I do believe that. I mean, I think adaptation is right,
Right.
uh, but I don't think adaptation is part of evolution, bro.
Mm,
Because like you're talking about rats, right?
mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, they're adapting to a different type of environment, but they're still a rat.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? They didn't transition to a different kind of animal. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still a rat. Yeah, they're adapting. It's like you know when you lived in California, and now you live in nah, because it's kind of like the same weather, huh? In California and Texas.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like okay, so I lived in California, and I moved to Utah. It's colder and fresher out here. So in order for me to adapt to the weather out here, I have to buy warmer clothes. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
it's not like I'm growing more hair or anything like that. Even though that can possibly be a part of adaptation, where my body is like, okay, you know what, it's colder here. You need a little more warmth, so I get,
Mm-hmm.
I grow more hair or whatever all over my body, right? That would be a part of adaptation. But I'm not like, how do I put physically changing into something else, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like how you were saying with like the rats, bro. Yeah, they're
right.
adapting, to a different type of environment, but they're still rats. They're not going into being a different kind of animal, is what I'm trying to say. Evolution, bro, evolution, they teach that, it's it it's an animal, and that animal transitioned to a different animal,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like Pokemon, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know,
Right.
but that's it's not, it's not like that, bro. Like, yeah, people adapt all the time, so do animals, but they don't change their physicalities, you know what I'm saying? Like they stay the same, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was telling you, like with the examples of like wolves and dogs and coyotes, like all these different dogs, bro. Like you have German shepherds, bro. Some German shepherds are they're furry because you know German shepherds, obviously, just by the name, they come from Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're furry because of the the weather out there, But then you
Mm,
have German shepherds that are not furry, that are not long haired, they have short hair, and it's because of the different type of weather that we have here in the United States. Just like just like bears and polar bears, bro. Like polar bears are more bulky and stuff, bro, just because where they're at, it's colder, so they need more fat, you know what I'm saying? But it's still a bear. But then if you come to South America, bro, I mean, North America, here in the United States, bro, and you look at a bear, they're not as bulky or fat as polar bears, you know, because it's warmer out here, so they don't need that much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that they're still bears. You know, they're still bears. They didn't transition to a different type of animal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Right. So
You know,
wait.
I almost sent you that guy so you can check him out. Cause I learned a lot from that dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I think he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. And I think it's even important that no matter what you believe, that you have to be open to, like I said, other thoughts and ideas. And you also gotta take the facts into consideration, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, bro. I mean, science. Like, I have nothing against science, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if anything, I think science is actually in the Bible, bro. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that, um, like you said, it's all about facts, bro. It's
Mm-hmm.
what you can prove that's right. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not just, like a theory, but what do you have to back up that theory? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, what evidence do you have that shows a transition from one animal to another? You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I believe in adaptation, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that in animals, obviously, but the thing
Mm-hmm.
is that they adapt, but they're still the same animal. They don't move over or evolve to a different type of animal. Yeah,
Right.
adaptation, obviously, adaptation is definitely there, bro. I just don't see it. I don't see there's being any evidence of the transition of one animal to another.
Right. Well,
Like,
even
I
I
can
mean,
see the similarities.
right. Right.
You know,
Right. Because even I mean, if let's say one animal would transition to another animal, then we would go ahead and call it something new. There would be something that's you know new and something that just came out of pretty much nowhere. It wouldn't be an animal that
right,
we already knew about and compare with. And it's just crazy how there's
right,
so many strains of this certain animal, and but it's all from the same thing.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, like, you know, like I said, bro. It says in the Bible that everything is gonna come forth after its kind.
Hmm.
Uh, as far as like us, humans, bro. There's people with darker color. There's people with lighter colors. Obviously the people with darker colors, they reflect the sun better. So
Right.
they don't need to be wearing like sunscreen and stuff. Like you or me, we obviously do a little bit because we're lighter. We don't have the same type of protection that they do.
Right.
But it's just that's part of adaptation, bro. It's part of adaptation. It's
Right.
because of where the region that they eat, that they live, where they live,
Hmm.
it's obviously harder, so they need that darker skin to protect them from the sun, but because we don't live in a region that's as hot as they do, we don't need that dark skin, but we obviously have a good, good coating of skin, bro, that obviously protects us, That's why
Hmm.
when you see like Caucasians, bro, and they go to the beach and they get all red, is because that light skin that they have, it doesn't provide the protection that they need from the sun, bro. That's why people get burnt like that,
Right.
you know. But
Right.
like I said, bro, it's adaptation. That's what adaptation is. I believe in adaptation, bro. You can see it. You see it in humans. It's
Right.
just evolution, bro. It's evolution. It's just not. It's not a part of it, bro. It's
Hmm.
not.
um oh,
At least I don't think so, man. Like, you know,
if you were given the option to live forever, would you?
about yeah, bro. I am gonna live forever.
No, but I mean like here on earth.
Yeah, bro. We are gonna live forever here on earth, bro. What you talking about? Don't you know that Jesus Christ is coming over here with the kingdom of heaven, bro?
Right. So
It's gonna
so
be
let's say he doesn't come in your lifetime. Let's say you're given the opportunity to live another, up to 200 years. Would you take it?
Uh, I mean, if in those 200 years Jesus Christ is gonna come, then yeah, bro. Just because I wanna see it, bro. Like I wanna see it happen. I wanna see it
Right.
happen. That
But
would be. So, I don't
if
know.
you were to die, wouldn't that expedite the process?
Of me going to heaven.
Yeah. So which one would you take? Would you rather him see him here on earth, or would you rather go straight to him on heaven?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty good question, honestly, though, because I mean, either way, they're both beneficial, bro. To be
Right.
honest. Uh, so I think that I don't know, man. I would have to kind of think about that one for a little bit, but because like I said, bro, I would love to see that happen, bro. Like that's gonna be such an amazing event, seeing the being that created you, bro, coming down to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Right.
man. I don't know, man.
And see, one of the, just like how we were talking about, you know, having like a visual look, like as far as money, and just hearing numbers being thrown around, but we don't actually see them, is something that just my mind cannot comprehend. And another thing that it just cannot comprehend is, if we were to live forever, in heaven, what would forever, or what would eternity look like?
Dude, I don't know, it says in the Bible that we can't even begin to imagine the things in heaven, bro. So, if if we already have, issues with, comprehending, digital currency and stuff like that, just imagine how we're gonna have issues trying to imagine, the things in heaven, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And the one of
Yeah.
the things that say, like, if we were to live in eternity, would we get bored? Would we want to just be out of existence? Would that be even an option or a possibility?
That's a good question, bro. Because I've thought about that. Like I've thought about that. Like it's like, what if I don't want to live forever?
Right.
Or like what if I just, what if it's just, like, hey God, like just take me out of existence. It's like I don't, I've thought about it, but I think that it's because we might think that or picture that because we, like I said, we don't understand. We can't begin to imagine what's waiting for us in heaven. So I think that that's why the thought would come to somebody,
Hmm.
but it's because we don't really know it's really what heaven. We only get like a little glimpse of it, bro. Like from what we read, from what's in the Bible, we only kind of get to see a little picture of it. We don't
Right.
fully know what's in heaven. But it really is just, that's why God says, to, you know, keep your mind, your eyes, on Him. Um, 'Cause everything. I mean, everything's gonna be better in heaven, bro.
Right.
It says that we'll run and not get tired, bro. It's like what? Like, I
Right.
run right now, freaking down the block, and I'm already, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Besides,
dude, it's just
besides God coming down, do you think that we'll ever get some type of evidence that there is a hell, there is a heaven?
what do you mean, like besides the Bible and stuff?
Yeah.
Like if the Bible wasn't around,
Right.
I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know because I think that without the Bible, bro, a lot of people ask themselves, why am I here? You know, People don't understand why they're born in the first place.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And because we don't understand why we're born in the first place or why in this world, since we didn't ask to be in this world, it's it really is like, I don't know, man. It really just kind of throws people off, because they don't know their full purpose of being here in the world,
Right.
why we're here in the first place. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? It really just goes into just reading, man. That's really all I could really say, bro. Like, if people are listening or whatever, it's really just reading, man. Just read the Bible, and hopefully, God opens your eyes and your ears to what's real, what's right, and what's true, bro. You know.
Right. All right, man. Well, is there anything else that you want to tell people before we end it?
No, man. I'm just thankful that I was able to be on your podcast, bro. Because
Thanks for coming on,
like I
man.
said, I've been wanting to, like, I've been, since you started. I'm just like, man, like, I kind of want to go on it, and talk about God a little. Yeah, man. So I'm thankful for the opportunity, to you and to God, bro, for giving me the opportunity to come on and talk a little bit about God, bro.
Yeah, man.
As far as advice goes, bro, I'd really my really is, bro, is to just read, man. Read the
Hmm.
Bible, bro. Don't rely too much on like pastors and stuff like that, because even they don't have it all together. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's good to have somebody that you can go to and ask questions, whenever you're confused about something.
Right.
But mainly, bro, let the Holy Spirit of God, be your guidance and be your teacher, bro, and just read, man,
Right.
and you'll begin to see.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and I mean, you know, I want to start this podcast for anybody that wanted to come on, that wanted just a platform to talk, and that's why I was glad that you asked me, and that's even helpful for me because I'm constantly looking for guests. So if you reach out to me, then that's some weight off my shoulders. I'm like, okay, now I have a guest.
right.
And as long as you have an open mind, and I know you're not gonna go crazy or anything. Even if you do, I mean, I don't mind it. And um I think everybody has a story to tell, everybody has a journey to share. And
True,
if using my podcast is for that, then so be it. you know
right.
All
It's
right,
cool,
man.
man.
Well, thanks again, man, for coming on, and good luck to you, and take care.
Yeah, bro. Hey, thanks to you, man, and God bless you, bro, and your family, your household, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Same
Stick
same
to
to you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Stick to the word of God, bro.
All
Believe
right,
me.
you got it, man. Good luck in Utah.
All right, dude. Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right.
All right, bro.
See you
Bless
later,
you.
How
man.
you live, I like to think I'm living marvelous. I stuff the bills into my pockets until shit is hard to fit. Then I hop into my rocket, find the fuse and sparking it. Targeted to go past the moon.